Hello guys, I'm Modeling, welcome back to my channel. Today we are gonna do the rest of the wheel, because in the last video we've done the rim. Every rim needs a tire, so today we are gonna do the tire. Let's get started. I already have the rim that we just created. So first off, what we are gonna need to do is to bring a plane. We start simple. We need to keep it simple, because it can get very complicated if scaling on X. Maybe I'm gonna activate also the shortcut UI. Okay, I always forget the shortcut UI to be activated. It's useful. Maybe I forget sometimes to say what shortcuts I'm using. Maybe move it slightly so it's aligned perfectly, something like that. Now I'm gonna move it around here so I can see it better. And for the scale, I'm gonna go with something like that. As the rim was done in the last video, it's already having the proper scales, as you can see here. So we are working with real world scales. Now let's see, Control A, so I apply the scale. Maybe I'll go a little bit smaller with the patterns, something like that. And let's see what pattern we are gonna bring into play. I'm thinking about something like 3. Okay, 3 cuts, but I'm gonna move these lines here, G twice. So here we have a little bit more space. It's an asymmetric pattern. We don't need to make a symmetric pattern for the tires. Now maybe 2 cuts like that. I'm gonna select these edges, Control B, so I bevel them, I bring an edge, something like that. Scale on X, this one is gonna be bigger. Okay, and on the edges, let's see what we are gonna do. Control B again, scale on Y. Let's see what pattern we are getting, because I'm not having an exact pattern in mind, and I wanna keep it as simple as possible. But for these shapes here, this is gonna be like an moved edge or something like that. I don't know exactly how to describe it. I can select these edges. This is gonna go in the same pattern. This here and here. GX, sorry, Y. Scale on. I'm gonna go with individual origins and scale Y. Let's see what we are getting. No, we just need to select them like that. And now if I press G twice, I can get them narrower, more narrow. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna, first off, I'm gonna select everything except of these edges here. I already changed my language. Okay, this is gonna be gone, and this, or no, sorry, this was gone. Extrude. Let's say we are going with something like that, and now I get rid of these selections, and also here. Yes, that's perfect. But these lines are gonna be selected, so it's all full around here for the pattern. Extrude again, something like that. Looks good. Of course, because we are gonna array the whole thing for the pattern to repeat. I'm gonna select these faces here, so they need to go. Delete the faces, and I'm gonna do the same over here. Okay, they're gone now. And with the whole mesh in edit mode, what we can add a little detail. Shift A. Again I have and I bring a cube that I need to scale it, GZ, so I can see it better. More scale for it. I'm gonna leave it like that, scale on Y, so I'm gonna get it like in this shape. Scale on Z. Okay, this seems fine. I'm gonna delete this face, and I don't need also these faces, they are gonna be hidden by the other geometry. And now with the whole mesh selected, I can go into the depth of the tire. Yes, something like that. Usually they are here as a mark in the tires when you don't have enough. Okay, L, so I select the whole thing here, and I'm gonna put one more here, Shift D, and one more here, maybe. Yes, just something like that, something simple. I'm gonna move GX, that's just better. Okay, so let's see this. I'm gonna enable auto merge, and these edges are gonna be, or maybe I will leave them like that. I'll try something different. Okay, something like that. I pressed extrude. Now it's all fine. 3. Maybe if I use bridge. Now it's just deleting. It's just deleting the faces. I'm gonna do it manually. Face, F. I have a face here. F. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same here. I'm just deleting the faces here, so if I press it, so it's doing everything the correct way, and I'm gonna do the same on the other side. I'm gonna select this and this, delete the faces, now the edge. Okay, so that's perfect. Let's see, GZ, scale on X, something like that, so we are getting a bit of an edge here. Now I'm gonna add 2 more edge loops here and 2 more here, so they can be bent for the tire to be curved. Now with the whole thing done, I'm gonna go to curves, circle, and I'm gonna rotate it on Y axis 90 degrees. For the radius I'm gonna set it to 55 for the moment. Okay, so I'm gonna bring an array modifier with 0 here and on Y1. This should be a perfect match. I'm gonna enable merge, check first and last, and for the distance it's all fine for the moment. I'm gonna bring 7 of them, and after the array modifier I'm adding a curve modifier and I'm selecting this curve. Of course it's messing up, you have to align the thing properly. So first off, let's change the axis so we can take a look at what we are getting. It seems like minus y is the answer, but it's too big. Let's see how thick our tire is gonna be. Something like that. Now we are going back to the array modifier, so let's see how many of these we are gonna need. Okay, so it's close to the edge here, so I'm gonna scale on Y, and this should be a perfect match. Let me see the geometry. Okay, Y. Okay, this should be fine. Now, okay, I'm gonna disable the wireframe. Okay, so this is our pattern. Looks good. Now we are gonna need to do the curved shape. So I'm gonna hide this plane, and I'm gonna bring a Bezier shape. Rotate on X 90 degrees. And let's see what we are getting out of it. I'm gonna move the points where they should be. This one is gonna be in middle. Let's see, I'm enabling mirror, clip, so everything is clipping as it should. I'm gonna rotate here and scale. This should be the shape. Now let's see where we are with the whole thing. We are too far away. So something like that. Of course I'm gonna scale more. Now I'm gonna subdivide, so I can bring more the shape into it. Z. I'm gonna need to subdivide it here. So here we have some kind of a bevel from the tire. Something like that. And maybe I'm gonna subdivide one more time. And I can bring this kind of an edge here. GX. Something like that. Okay. Move a little bit more on X. Let's check out our shape. Of course, the mirror modifier cannot be applied for a curve, so I can go to convert. I'm gonna convert it as a mesh. So now this thing it's a mesh. Is this word? Yes, it's merged. Everything is merged. Everything is fine. Now I can convert it back to a curve. So now it's a full curve, but we don't have anymore the Bezier. It's all points. Now it's a little bit tricky with the alignment for the whole shape. I'm gonna make this smaller, and I'm gonna bring another curve modifier, and we need to select the second curve that we've made. And as you can see, that's what I was saying. It's just playing tricks on Z, maybe X, Y. Let's take a look. I'm gonna go into local view so I can understand better what's going on. Why? No? That. This seems like weird. Weirder. I'm gonna do the alignment and I'm gonna come back. Okay, I came back with the alignment after a lot of tests. I found out. So the first one, it has to be this shape, and the second one, the circle. And the alignment, it's X and minus Y, but it can differ for your scene. It's a lot of trial and error. And now if I move only the tire, it's messing everything up, so I have to move them in tandem. So let's see what I'm getting, where I should be, somewhere like here. Let's see how much we go. Okay, that's perfect to me. Now with the shape selected, and maybe we can see the things like that. Okay, so I can select these edges, and if I extrude and scale them on X, it's gonna bring them. Wait, I'm gonna go to local view. You can see better what I'm doing. Scale X. Now I'm going too much, maybe. Let's see what I'm getting if I do this, and I'm gonna put more shapes. And of course I need to do the same on the other side. Okay, let's see how we are going. And this, of course, helpful it's gonna be if I just put the whole thing here, so I can see what I'm doing. As you can see, I've gone too much. Yes, it's poking too much out. So I'm gonna delete some of the edges. Delete verts. Scale X just a little bit so it's overlapping here. Now let's take a look into what we are getting here. Control B, let's see what it looks like. Maybe I'm gonna leave it with just two edges here. Here. Everything looks good. So it's too much, it's too far apart. I'm gonna select this point and this point, and with this selection made here, I guess it's proportional editing or something. Proportional editing, yes, I was right. Scale on X, but the scale has to be a bit smaller, so I can make something like that. Here it's missing, so here I have to adjust the things. GX, let's see how it goes. Okay, I'm gonna add a loop cut here and one here. We don't need that much detail on the inside of the wheel, but you never know when you need it. I'm gonna put another loop here and another one here. Now for the rest of the wheel it's all fine. Let's take a look. We can delete this curve, we don't need it anymore. So I'm gonna take a look with the thing smooth, and I'm gonna shade it flat again. So what I will do, it's applying first of everything. I can get rid of the curves now. I just like to work better like that. Of course we can get a way to keep the curves, but if you move the mesh, you have to move the curves, and you have to be aware of where they are positioned, because they can mess up the whole shape. Now, if I look into the statistics, let's see, we have 8,500 faces. That's pretty good. Let's bevel, so we can have a better look. And I guess if I put a weighted normal modifier and enable auto smooth, it's looking a lot better. But we have here, from here, the verts are not merged, so I'm gonna select the whole mesh, go to mesh, clean up, merge by distance, and I don't know exactly which of the verts, so it's merging this area also, but I will leave it like that. Okay, so now the verts are merged also in this area. That's perfect. Now we have, okay, let's see how much we can bevel. Okay, so that's like the maximum. That's fine. This looks very good. Okay, I'm gonna leave the bevel modifier. I'm not applying it. We don't need to apply that modifier. I'm gonna save, and now we need to texture it. So first off, let's go to UV unwrapping, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make 2 material slots. So one is gonna be tire, let's say, and one is gonna be the sidewall. Okay, so first off, I'm gonna select this here. So this is gonna be my sidewall. Okay, so assign. For a better look, for the moment I'm gonna make it blue, and if I invert Ctrl I, now I can assign the tire by itself. So I'm gonna make it green. Now I'm gonna enable cycles. Okay, so let's do the unwrapping. Okay, so what I wanted to try was if I check cylinder projection, if I get a straight shape of it, but no, it's not working. I don't know why that happens, but what I can do is to select all the edges here where I have the pattern. Okay, so now with every edge selected, if I press right click and mark seam, now we have seams going all around this area, but we don't need only on this side. So if I click on the sidewall and click select, I'm gonna go to it's already on edges. Now I can click, wait, they were also selected here. Now I can click to clear the seam around here, around this area. Okay, select, invert. Okay, everything is selected now, and if I unwrap, I'm gonna have a lot of these shapes, and they should be the same. Okay, so now every island, it's where it should be. The model is unwrapped. So what we can do now is make a new map, and I will name it AO. So with this we can create a mask for the dirt that's gonna go on the tire. Let's go into shading, And now if I go into slot 1, I'm gonna bring an image texture, and I'm gonna select AO. With this selection made, I can go to samples. Let's try with 50, and I can go to bake. Ambient occlusion, for the margin I'm gonna go with 2 or maybe 1 pixel. Let's hit bake. Okay, so that's the bake that we are getting. Now let's take a look into the image. Of course we are gonna save. We need to save it. I'm gonna save it like AO2 because I already have an AO. Everything else is fine. Save the image, and that's what we get. Okay, and for the slot 2, I'm gonna put an image. I already got one. Let me take a look. That's the design I've done. But you can look onto the internet, just searching for tire side wall, and you will find a model. I already generated a normal map for it. So now let's take a look into the model on the tire. Let's get a better look from tire, and that's what we are getting. Of course I have to adjust it a little bit for this. Control I. Let's see the UV. Tail on X on Y. Okay, so now let's adjust. If I turn on the proportional editing, I can scale the whole thing just to match. Let's see where the tire sits. Now I can scale it better. So something like that. So that's a perfect fit for the tire. For 55, 22 inches. Okay. So now that everything is matching up perfectly, I can get the viewport bigger. I'm gonna bring another image texture, and this one is gonna be the normal of the tire. Okay, so let's see. Vector bump map. We are gonna need a bump map. That's gonna be the normal. I'm gonna set the color space to non-color. And now let's take a look. If I render, let's apply a sky texture so we have a better look, and I'm gonna put more ozone so it's a lot blue. Okay, so I'm gonna also add a noise texture. Let's take a look. Control T, and if I scale it, let's say 100, something like that. Let's see what we get. Now of course the strength is too much. Let's take a vector normal map and I put it here. Now it has to differentiate. As you can see, it's all the way to 0. The normal map that we created from the texture is gonna be still there, and we can adjust only the noise from the tire, something like that. And I'm gonna put the same noise into the roughness, and I'm gonna bring a color ramp. I almost forgot what the name was. Now let's see what we are gonna take, so a little bit of gray, white with gray. Okay, so these nodes are gonna be used also here. I'm gonna copy them, go to slot 1 and I paste them. Let's see, roughness here, AO, I'm gonna, okay, a color like that should be fine. Vector bump map, plug in the vector to height, and let's take a look. Maybe we need a bigger scale, 200, let's say. That's perfect. And for the strength, 0.1 should be fine. It's just a subtle. Now with the AO, I'm gonna need another color ramp. Let's take a look into it. Control T. I'm gonna delete the image texture that it brings, and let's see what is generating for us. Okay, so we had it aligned. From the texture coordination, it takes normal, and that's the alignment for me. Now I modify a little bit the color ramp. On the edges, everything is black, like that. Maybe something like this. So what we can do now is to merge them. Control Shift and right click is gonna bring a mix shader, and for the mix shader I'm gonna go with multiply and put the factor all the way up. So now we have also the data from the ambient occlusion. I'm gonna bring also a color ramp for it. We can adjust it more. And let's take a look into the multiply. So here the dust is not getting into, maybe a little bit more, something like that. I like also the texture that it's brought by the AO ambient occlusion. And with this we can bring mix RGB, yes, and the color is gonna be into the factor. Now I can bring two colors. This is gonna be some kind of a black, and this is gonna be the color of the dirt that gets onto the tire, something like that. Maybe adjust the hue a little bit. Let's take a look into the color. Much more black, like that. Okay, so now we have some dirt also. Let's take a look into the light. I'm gonna test it also with an HDRI, and this looks good. Maybe it's too saturated, something like that. And for the value, let's see how it looks with 0.1. No, 0.05. So it's just a small difference. So I can saturate it more. Okay, that's the perfect color, and that's our tire. Let me change the viewport to layout. I'm gonna go to film transparent so we can see it better. So that's our tire. The model is gonna be available all along with the rim on my CG Trader account. I hope you enjoyed the video, you learned something new. Please leave a like, subscribe and comment if you have any questions. Bye.